Hello and welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, the 12th of June, game three. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us, and let's just make it another day for the doctor. Dr. 2-inch with a 250K win. He's our fantasy MMA world champion, and yeah, I appreciate the shout out slash the shout out to the satellite strategy in the video. Satellite strategy get plus qualifiers two different times when you can get overlay. So I'm a big fan of it. And man, I mean, it doesn't normally work out that way. It normally works out I lose $2,000. But hey, sometimes it works out you win six figures and then chilling for a while, dude. So glad to see it. As always, we're sponsored by PredictionStrike. You can use promo code PhD to get their best deposit match deal. I recommend listening to, I thought we had, yeah, in the MMA channel. Check out, oh, never mind. Whenever KPR drops his thing, that's what I always trade off of. All right, so you guys ready to hear me tell you to do roughly the same thing that's been losing me money two games in a row? Okay, so first of all, I don't know what a rectangulus bullingulus is or whatever this is. Kristaps Porzingis torn metacarp medial retinaculum considered day to day. Obviously, if it was regular season, he would be out, but it's postseason. These games matter like a lot. I don't know. He's not a guy. He did play a shift and a half after getting the injury. I don't know. I'm projecting him out, but if he's in, who knows? I mean, number one, he's not going to start, so that's frustrating. But what is his ownership at captain? It's probably nothing, right? Yeah, 0.04. Oh, he's officially out. Okay. Wait. Oh, I did that. I did the officially out thing, but he's actually in, right? Let me check the ownerships. 0.68. Did I miss something? Questionables last I saw. Well, anyway, I assume that whoever in his camp released the specific information about his medial retinaculum did so because he is not planning to play tomorrow. Today? Yeah, today. So I'm projecting you get no, so I guess I should have gone back. There's a game earlier this year. Let's look it up. Is this it? No, no, no. So they played each other earlier this year. And one of the two games was a game like this where Porzingis was out. So let's just go look back at what happened. I think it was before a trade though. So let's look at their name is Celtics versus Mavericks regular season. Because one of these games, it's the January 22nd one. So I got a January 22nd popcorn machine, which is not on here. So I'll have to go to the archives, right? Yeah, January 22nd. It's all right, guys. It's going to be worth it. We're going to tell you to play like Xavier Tillman or something. All right. January. I'm not really going to. All right. So it's 2023, 2024, January. Ding dong. 22nd. And we're looking at the game that is oh so important. Wait, 22nd? Boston Dallas game flip. And you got Peyton Pritchard, 24 minutes, 25 minutes. That's expected. That's a little bit more than I expected. So that's my surprise. Going back the other way, you had Grant Williams at the time, so we can't tell about the big rotation. But I will say you saw 26 minutes of Maxi Kleber and still 32 minutes of Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know. I'm not going to keep telling you to play Tim Hardaway Jr. as much as I am. I probably will. It's still like they need a guy to hit shots. It's a home court advantage. Do I think there's a like 10% chance they bring out Tim Hardaway Jr. and he hits some shots? Sure. Do I think that's the first thing they try? No, I think they try Exum. But okay, so we got a big boost to Pritchard that I wasn't really expecting. So let me take him up to like, I don't know, 20, 18. No, no, he gets points per minute, man. So Pritchard's going to be a great play today based on that previous game slash. How is this a 2.7 point spread, even assuming Porzingis is out? Like, I don't understand why Dallas is favorites. So, I don't like, I'm not a huge fan of this Boston team. But I mean, they should be favorites. They're the better team, I think, right? I mean, we've seen two evidences of that. At whatever at the top, I guess projection wise. Oh, do I have rules? Tell you the rules right quick. Max one, Tillman, Brissett, Cornett. I don't know who, but I think we might get a wild card in the rotation. and I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to project all of them for 8. Then max 1 out of 3 Dallas Bigs, Kleber. Max 2 out of 5 Dallas Wings. Let me read the list for you. Somebody was asking. Derek Jones Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., Josh Green, Maxi Kleber, Jaden Hardy. Tim Hardaway, yeah. Jaden Hardy, yeah, wow. Okay, let's project him for points, guys. Come on. How many? I mean, that's a good question for the last game. No, wow, no rotation minutes in that game. What a nuts thing in January. Why was he not getting? Okay, so obviously I don't want to play Hardy as much. So that just means what do I expect? Like I still expect a ton of Maxi Kleber guys. That's what I've done here on the projections. That's where I'm getting to a lot, you know. So I think basically he's the plan A for the team, and they traded for the other guys to have a plan B. Plan B is fine against most teams. It's not really working out against this team, but Kleber's shoulder's still bothering him. But if he's banging those threes, they're not going to ask anybody else to do it. He's because like he's passable out there on a switch, you know, like he's not an open sore like some of these other guys are, like I am. Like, you know, you can play for certain guys once you know exactly what they're going to do defensively. And Kleber's not one of those guys. He can get a hand up and not foul you, and you're having a contested three, even the best players in the world. Um, but yeah, so getting to a lot of Kleber. What are we getting to? Positive leverage. Horford and Kleber. Yep, because I mean, I got to see the numbers. I don't understand why we're projecting him in with his reticulum the way it is or whatever. Okay, so Derek White, Tillman, obviously. Yeah, so I'll have negative leverage too. Guys, every bench guy that you are going to naively play. So Sam Hauser, don't need it. I mean, like there's so many weird people who could play today that if you're playing 25% Hauser and you win, and you're like, why is my chop so big? It's because you play 25% Hauser. There's always a guy like that, right? That's fine value. And I'm not telling you Hauser's not going to hit all his shots and be optimal today. Just telling you he's a bad optimal. You don't really want that optimal. You just win more money with like what if it's Luke Cornett who comes in and smashes, right? At 1.66%. Huge leverage, right? Kind of equally probable. Luke Cornett is kind of what they need against if the other team starts smashing bigs, right? So that's not necessarily what they've shown like they want to do, but they might. All right, how many lineups did this produce? Just 2,000, right? So I always want to use my maximum lineups, 5,000. And I want to make sure that the space, so I'm doing about 48.5K to 49.8. But if that doesn't fill a full 5,000, we'll see. I might get a little wilder. Okay, I'm gonna rebuild and I'm gonna say, hey, you're good enough, you're strong enough. And gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us.